Hey Soap Fam, and happy Pride Month. If you're new around here, I'm Raven. I am one half of Cat and Raven Designs. We offer handmade bar soap, bath bombs, stickers, acrylic charms, all kinds of fun stuff. We're also on catandravendesigns.com where we sell our soaps and everything else. We currently just had a collection launch this last Friday, and we are doing a BOGO sale for our earlier collections. So make sure to pick that up while you have the chance, and please subscribe down below to help support what we do here. As a queer-owned small business, we have been ramping up for June because we offer Pride products like our Pride Flag soaps, acrylic charms with Soapy Buddy, and stickers. We love sharing the products that we've handmade ourselves, as well as the ones that we've designed, like our acrylic charms and stickers that get manufactured elsewhere for us, but they are our original designs. And you know what else that means? Corporations also want to do the same. Rainbow capitalism. If you're not familiar with this concept, think of when large companies who do not normally offer Pride products throughout the rest of the year suddenly start having tons of cheap, uninspired, and frankly often boring Pride designs just during June. I don't care, Steve, just slap a rainbow gradient on it. And don't do anything throughout the rest of the year, and don't do anything with those particular profits to help support the community that they're making money from. Or sometimes they make rainbow products without explicitly saying that they're Pride related. It's a simplification, but you get the point. As Pride Month was approaching over the last couple of months, I began to notice a new offshoot of rainbow capitalism begin to emerge. Rainbow dropshippers. Dropshippers are basically companies that do not retain actual product themselves. They collect orders from customers and then use a third party to fulfill those orders of products that they don't actually have. Again, a simplification. I don't inherently dislike dropshippers, but what I do dislike is companies using Pride in order to take advantage of the LGBTQ+ community. Enter my current personal nemesis who will not leave me alone, Oh No Rainbow. Despite my personal repeated attempts to get them to leave me alone, they will not stop sending me messages. So Oh No Rainbow, you have brought this upon yourself. I would not have specifically called you out except for you won't knock it off. While filming this, I actually got another notification from them. Here's an example of what those look like. Generally, these messages come from these random accounts that have no followers, no posts, nothing. They're obviously some sort of spam bot, I'm sure. Hey, Pride Flag. Our team is currently looking for LGBT models to wear our newest accessory collection. By being an ambassador, you will get 3 free pieces, huge exposure, and plus lots of other rainbow amazing benefits. Please DM ambassador to the Instagram account at Oh No Rainbow within 24 hours to claim your spot. Right. I would have normally left this alone. We get messages like this all the time, but this has been relentless. Easily half a dozen messages in a couple of weeks. All of these spam accounts. And when I tried to reach out to the official account at Oh No Rainbow, I got a generic automated response, which did not seem to even recognize the fact that I was being asked to be left alone. And you can tell I'm likely not the only one dealing with the same problem because I have put in comment blockers in order to weed out some of these messages. And if you zoom in, you can tell that some of the letters within these messages, instead of being in Latin, are now Cyrillic. Now, it may be important to note that this is my personal opinion. I don't necessarily have any evidence of this, and that is going to be a disclaimer for the rest of this video. I think they're trying to get around people's comment filters by doing things like this, and it has been getting worse and worse as time goes on. So after getting really tired of these constant messages, I decided to finally actually look into this company. I already knew they were scammy just from the way that things were starting, because you should never be doing a business's advertising for free. These ambassador programs very much scream to me multi-level marketing and do our advertising for free. We'll send you our cheap products, you do all of our marketing. No thanks. You can see their Instagram is full of people who have joined their ambassador program. And no hate to any of these people, of course. They may not have known what it was that they're agreeing to. They may have just been flattered and excited to have the idea of something similar to a sponsorship. But let's keep in mind they're offering to send us 3 free products. So let's go look at what they have. They're selling this bracelet here for $21. This bracelet has become the bane of my existence. They're saying it's handmade with high stone. Nice. I wonder how exactly one gets stone high. And keep in mind this particular description, you'll see this again later. And what's this? Here it is on AliExpress for under $3. And here it is on Shein. And on Overstock for $44. But hey, this one has a warranty. And here it is again on Etsy. Over and over and over. So much for Etsy's rule about things actually being handmade when they're using the exact same image as the AliExpress and all these other sites. And look! Here's that exact same description again, including the bit about the high stone. Now, of course, it's entirely possible that someone out there is the originator of this image and that everything coming from AliExpress and these other websites is a knockoff. Definitely possible. But if we're looking at time frames, this particular listing with AliExpress has reviews going back to December of 2021. Most of these Etsy listings are within the last couple of months, and Ono Rainbow was registered in the last couple of months. Most of these businesses have not been around long enough for this to be a knockoff of their product. I reached out to several of the Etsy sellers out of curiosity to see if any of them would actually respond and asked, "Are you the originator of this design?" Most of them said yes. Do I believe them? No, I don't. The whole thing's exhausting. You'll find more and more products like this rainbow bracelet, which I found in more places than the little black beaded bracelet. So much of this. So my point in making this video is that this June and throughout the rest of the year, when you go to buy Pride products, do a little bit of research. Do your best to purchase from queer creators who are actually hand-making their goods. And not just us, though that would be nice. We do still have that BOGO sale going on. But from creators who make jewelry, charms, stickers, shirts, cups. And if the creator is not part of the LGBTQ+ community or doesn't state whether or not they are, look for shops that are making donations from the profits of these LGBT themed items that go back to the community. If you're not sure if something is potentially a drop shipping situation or possibly a scam in some way, a few good things to do is to look for consistent product photography. Do reverse image searches on Google. Check the About page for the sites and the shops that you visit. And if you're not sure, message the business and ask. Be straightforward, be clear about your question. If they evade your question, probably worth avoiding. If we as business owners received a question about whether or not our products were handmade, we could rather quickly point to our Instagram or our YouTube where you can see videos and pictures of us producing the product. I'll put some links down in the description as well as in the pinned comment of some queer-owned businesses that we recommend that we've purchased from before. And I'd love to know some others that you've purchased from or that you yourself have. If you're a queer creator, we'd love to give you a shout out in that description or in the pinned comment. So that way we can compile a list of queer-owned businesses to shop from this June. As always, this is your hydration reminder. Please make sure to go have a sip of water. It's starting to get hot this year. Stay hydrated. And if you'd like to see more chaotic, fancy soap, then please consider subscribing to our channel. We normally make cold processed soap, we're queer, and we're a lot of fun. So stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.